Hiya friends, nearly 1 o'clock. How are we doing today? Hope you had a lovely weekend. Now, if you remember last week, we started doing an art journal. So, of course, we've not done a front cover or a back cover. We've done 1 page. We're going to do 1 page per week. What I always suggest is that you glue 2 pages together. The reason why you do that is just to give it a bit more sort of substance when you're adding a lot of paint. Now, we're not going to start straight away. We're going to wait for a few people to join us. Good afternoon, Shirley. I hope you're doing really well. So this was the one that we created last week. Now, even if you're just starting this, hi Maxine, absolutely brilliant. And what we're going to do every Monday is going to be art journal day. So by the time lockdown finishes, hopefully we would have at least got over halfway, or maybe we'll have to wait and see. Good afternoon, Sue and Liz. I hope you're doing really, really well. Okay, so I asked you to collect pink things this week. So you've got your journal, that's fine. This is my absolute stack of pink things that I've been finding. So just random scraps of paper, maybe they've got some tags on. Hi Hells, how you doing, sweetheart? Super fabulous news that your mum's home, really, really happy. The next bit is just, these are all by Scrapberries, so just some random pinks. I've got a bit of vellum in there as well. Some other little toppery bits that I found that are floral. I've got a butterfly floral there. This is a printout, I believe. I've got a journaling card, which is there. Other little scrappity-doos. Hi Violet, yeah, I'm really well. Apart from my skin's not doing too great at the moment. I think it's, I don't know, maybe I need to drink more water, but there we go. I found a little slip of green in there. I don't know why that's there. I've got more pink florals. I've got some book paper that I always have. I've also got some other little scrappy toppers, some different papers. So this is a collective collection of bits and bobs, and this is how we are going to create this. So also what I've done, now these are kind of funny, is I've printed out vintage photos, but these are just of children, or I've done a pin-up one. You can buy these online. These are sort of Emperor collections. A piece of paper that I've printed out as well. Some other sort of randomy bits that we could use. Some wings I've printed out there as well. Maybe I might add them in. I've done already a tiny bit of inking, as you can see, just on some book paper. And then this is just a piece of paper that I just mopped up the other day. Hi Debbie Bennett, I hope you're doing really well. Paul Bachelor, long time no see. Okay, so we are going to start creating a journal page. Now, when you are doing a journal page, whether you're doing 1 page or a double page, if you do go over to a double page, it's much easier to get your laser paint on first. So probably today, because that was my first page last week and I'm moving over to this page now, what I'll probably do is I'll do both. It just makes it simpler. It's a lot more easier. So you were going to need pink paint. So I said pink paint, pink ink, loads of bits and bobs, and we're going to create something absolutely amazing. Feel free to share all of your projects on either my Facebook group or my Crafty Army, or message me with them as well. I'd really like to see them. Also, you can follow me. Hi Tracy, good afternoon. Hope that beautiful doggy of yours is wonderful. Of course, and your husband, and the new baby Lottie. Exciting. So I do hope that you will follow this journey, but remember as well, if you want to keep up to date with all my videos, you can just follow me, subscribe on YouTube. I'm all on there as well. Okay, so let's start getting a bit painty, yeah? I'm going to turn you around now so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Here we go, let's have a look. Is it liking? Yeah, there we go. And I'm just going to grab some paint. So the paint that I'm going to be using is a bit of a mixtures, because it depends what sort of paint you have. Now, obviously, it doesn't matter what paint you have. I'm using acrylics, Cadence acrylic as well. I've got multi-surface hybrid metallic paint. I'm using distress paint here, and then acrylics on top as well. But what I will do is I will also add lots and lots of watercolour in this as well. So let me move all my junky bits of paper out the way so you can see exactly where I'm going with this. So a key thing that I do a lot is I use my hands when I'm painting journal books. It just makes it a lot more easier. But if you prefer brushes, go ahead. So get your paints together, get your journal out, get your brushes. I've forgotten to get some water, so I'm just going to grab that if I can find my jar. Sorry about this. It was here 2 minutes ago. Don't know what I've done with it. Okay, let's get my jar. Right. So, you will need a brayer as well if you've got one. If not, you can use a rolling pin. Okay, so let's have a look. First of all, what I'm going to do is I just want to start getting some base paint on. So I'm going to add a bit of pink. Now this is Studio. This is Claudine Hilmuth, who's an amazing artist. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm just going to take it straight over in that corner, and I'm circling with it to build up that really sort of milky pink. Absolutely gorgeous just in that corner. Now I'm going to come down as well a little bit in the middle. Now these will need to be left to dry overnight unless your heat's setting. So just blend it away a little bit more. I told you what I was doing today, that I was going over to the double page just because it's easier, because if you're drying one page you may as well dry two if they're out. So we've got the two different panels, that corner panel, this little bit here. Now this bit I'm just going to bring straight down, and then I'm going to keep just circling it in all around. Let me just grab a cloth so I can wash my finger. There we go. So now I'm going to go into a slightly different colour. You can use red, you can use pink, you can use white, whatever you have. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of white here. Then also I'm just going to pick up a little bit of lilac and put there too. So if you haven't got lilac, don't worry, you can always just make your own lilac as well. That works just as well. And I'm just going to bring this paint now in. And what I'm doing is I'm actually going over the pink to blend it through to a different colour. Super easy. So you get that much lighter pink panel. So now I'm going to pick up this purple, bring it down. But you could use a different tone of pink if you have that as well. That would work perfect. So again, just pulling them colours together. Absolutely beautiful. So I do hear my children come in, so if they do burst in, I'm a bit sorry about that. There's nothing I can do. So of course I've got that purple mixing together. Oh yeah. There we go. Just there. That's it. So mix that white in now. And you'll notice as well, when you add any acrylic paint paper, the beauty of it is that it makes it really hard as well. So all of these pages will become really dead stiff, which is great. So I'm just building that colour up like so. Can you hear my kids giggling? God knows what they're up to. Hope they're being good. I don't know. Sid's got his naughty giggle on today, so anything could be happening. My little Lots is watching him while I just do this for you. So now I'm going over again, just pulling that colour away. Now acrylic paint does dry really quick, which is great, but if you don't mix the colours while they're still wet, you won't get that colour, because basically once it's dry, it's not very soluble. Because basically what acrylic paint is it is colour suspended in acrylic. That easy. So again, I'm just coming down, filling this colour in, spread it out. Nice and easy. Then I'm just building up a bit more colour. Lovely. Okay, so this is the base of my colour that I'm starting to do. I'm also going to just grab a dry brush and I'm just going to pull some of that away. So it just gives it a bit of a more layered. Just going to pop a tad of water on there and then just use that brush to drag that colour out. There we go. Much better. Right, so I'm just going to heat set dry that quickly. Let's have a look, see who's joined us. Hiya Claire, hi Carol, hi Margaret, hope you're doing really well. So I'm just drying off that paint at the moment that we've just applied. Let's have a little look. Hiya, hi Heather, hi Jess. Oh, my beautiful Jess Shepherd, I hope you're doing really well, really miss you darling. So I'm just going to finish just drying this off. Thank you so much to everyone joining me. Jessica, hope you're doing really well. Oh, you're really well, missing Lottie so much. Oh, sister sends lots of pics and videos. That's good news. Right, okay, so this is starting to dry off now, so I'll turn you around. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And what it does, it gives you a really gorgeous sort of grainy texture as well. So what you can do is you can use this as inspiration of things that you'd like to create maybe on cards. Or just use it for what it is, which is an art journal, which can just be there to inspire or just because you love it. So now what I'm going to do is go back into the pink, just pick up a little bit of this pink now, and I'm just going to pop this onto my mat. As you can see, my mats are always very dirty. So now I'm going to be using a brayer. If you haven't got a brayer, you can use a rolling pin, or you can use like a children's roller, something like that. So I'm just going to totally cover this. Now from that edge, I'm just going to start pulling in that colour. Can you see that? Very, very easy. This just gives it layers. So again, I'm going from the outside into the middle. Just want a bit more texture that side. There we go, lovely. So now I'm just going to dry this again. We are going to start doing a little bit of stamping. So I'm going to be using a script stamp. You can use whatever decorative background stamp you have. Completely up to you. I've also got the most gorgeous dotty stamp as well. I love it. And it is from Great Impressions. It's an American stamp and it is just dots. It's a good old-fashioned wood mounting stamp. So if you haven't got a heat gun, you will need to dry these layers in between. because otherwise you're just going to lose, you're going to lose all of them colours. So I'm going to go with the Dotty, and I'm going to use some warm lipstick now. Now don't worry about doing the whole stamp, just get some ink on and let's have a look. So I'm going to go middle like this, side, see that? So it just flows a bit differently. I think we should start looking at some of the papers we have now and think about incorporating them into our beautiful arrangement. So let's have a look what I've got here. So bitsy bobs. Other bits here. Let's see if we've got a sentiment in here at all. Maybe. Yes. Lovely. Right. Okay. So let's get some papers on here. So this is just purely when I'm mopping up all of my inks that I've used. So it's really not hard to create this. You just pop your inks down onto your mat and then you just pick it up, or you just wipe it really. So I'm just going to tear along a line first of all. Always tear towards you so you get that beautiful white edge, and we can start adding in the layers. Now I don't cut off my excess until everything is ready to be stuck down, so that will go beautifully in there. I'm going to go for this part now, which is a little bit more exciting. And I'm actually going to break that into two. So that one can go like this. This one may have to go up here with that. Yes, beautiful. Okay. So then I'm going to go for something totally different now. This is just a piece of white printed cardstock with the white underneath. Again, ripping style. If you've not tried doing this, it is great fun. Absolutely brilliant. So again, I'm just tearing, and then what also I've done is from the decorative papers that I've got, I've already fussy cut quite a bit of it out. The reason why I've done that is so we can use it as decorative elements. So I'm just putting a little bit there, a little bit over the top there. I think I'll just do one more on the opposite side, just to tie this together, and then we'll start gluing down. So let's have a look. I'm thinking along there. Yeah. Perfect. Right. Sorry about that. Let's get my wet glue. Start gluing. I'm using bookbinding glue, but you can use whatever glue as long as it's acid free, because if it's not acid free, basically all your papers will go yellow over time, which is, you know, it's okay if you want that aged effect, but if you're not after it, it can be a bit of a surprise. So now I'm just gluing these down, nice and simple. There we go. Don't worry if the glue shows through. Multiple layers onto that side. Lovely. There we go. Missed that bit, didn't I? There we go. Just pop that there. Oi, stick. Please tell me I'm not the only person in the world that speaks to their projects. I know it's a bit batty, isn't it? But there we go. I've been really lucky recently. I've been making some wonderful projects for Tattered Lace, which has been really good. So if you see any of their up and coming shows, you're probably going to see a bit of my work, which is fabulous. Because obviously being at home, I will be back on television as soon as possible. but obviously I am a high risk, so I need to be home. So don't worry, we will resume normality as soon as possible. Right, let's try and find a pair of scissors. I don't know why this happens to me, honestly. I have oodles and oodles of craft stuff everywhere, and then as soon as I need something, can't find it. Right, the best way to cut is always from the reverse, because it just gives you a much cleaner edge. So I'm just going to turn this over, cut off them excess. Right side, there we go, perfect. Right, so this is the base of our journal so far. Let me have a look, see if anyone's saying anything. Oh, everyone's okay, that's good. Oh, hiya. Don't worry, Sue, if you're late. Don't worry, had a phone call. Don't worry, you can watch me at another time. Anita, hi, Connor. Long time no see. Right, let's get back on with the art journaling. So, multiple layers now. Let's start adding something else in. So, I'm also going to start adding some pieces of book paper that I've just sort of covered with a little splash of watercolour paint, okay? And what we're going to do with this is we're going to tuck it under. So see them layers? Just add it in. Always check though if you are using book paper. Believe me, it does happen. Check the words that you are using, because there is nothing worse when you read it back, because it does get read. You read it back and you realise you've got a naughty word in there. So especially adult books. There we go. So I'm just going to add that to that side now. Make sure that's nice and stuck down. And this piece I'm just going to pop over this side. So if you like collage work, this is a beautiful way that you can incorporate this. You can add photos, you can add pockets, you can add, there's so many things that you can do with this, really there is. Okay, so I've also got a beautiful piece of diamond paper that I'm just simply going to rip, and I'm just going to add some pieces in with this as well. So if you've got them beautiful floral papers, they will work exquisitely with this idea. And like I said, I have got pieces of florals that I'm ready to embellish after. So I'm just going to add another layer in there. So just tuck it under. There we go. Now, my little Lottie was supposed to be doing this with us today, but she forgot. And obviously, being a teenage girl, she was still in bed. Such a lazy little monkey sometimes. But weren't we all once? But she's up now. So I'm just adding that little bit more detail in there. That top bit will go perfectly at the top there. Double-sided papers work well because you know that they're all going to correspond together beautifully. Right, so that's enough work with papers for now. But you'll soon see how less you actually need. You really don't need a lot to create this at all. Right, let me see. Can you see okay? There we go. Is that any better? Hopefully that is. Right, so what I'm going to do now... Hiya, sorry about that. Somebody rang me. How rude. Surely they know. Surely they know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to take my script stamp. That was so funny. Okay, so let me just pop this down. There we go. Can you see? Perfectly. Can you see all right? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Sorry about that. Okay. So now what we're going to do is some stamping. I'm just looking for my acrylic block. This is what happens. I end up just with stuff everywhere. And then I can't find anything. Oh, Carly, you're so clever sometimes. Right, let me just check over here. I'm hoping it's going to be... It's not. It was there earlier. Aha! An acrylic block. Right, okay, so I'm going to take my script. Now, this doesn't particularly fit this very well, but it really doesn't matter because I don't really want it to be predominant. What I would like it to be is more of an accent. So I'm going on with that worn lipstick again. I'll just turn this around slightly. Up on the top, bit on the bottom, and then to correspond with that, I'm going to go in the middle here. Just like that, okay? I may even just put one more down there. Oops, table made a funny noise. Okay, so let me just pop that over there. So then I'm going to start adding some more detail. So now I'm going to go, I've got my string stamp. I love this stamp. Absolutely wonderful. And I'm thinking I may go a little bit darker with this. So let's have a look if I've got, the only one I've got is that. You can never find what you want when you want it. I don't know why that happens. Right, I'm looking for purple. There we go, Distress Oxide in a lilac. So I'm going to pick up this string. Add that in. Another bit here. See how it just flows? So also we're going to pick up our blenders. I'm going to go for a Stamps by Me blender. Now you can use daubers, but these are lovely fine brushes. And I'm just going to pick up that lilac again, and then I'm just going to lightly just go around that edge. Can you see that? Tiny bit around there again. Just making sure you're just grabbing all of those layers, because what this will do is just incorporate everything together. Now if you are on a double page, you're at a choice. You can either continue it so it's one page, or you can go down the middle. I'm going to have these as two individual pages, so I'm just going to go around that edge like so. Again, exactly the same on the other side. Now, if you haven't got purple, just think about layering pink and blue together. Very, very easy. Super, super simple. So again, now I'm coming down that edge. Beautiful. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to grab a fan brush, pick up a bit of water, and I'm just going to tap over that distress ink that I've just added on. Just here and there. And then I'm just going to heat set that. You've got big puddles of water, just rotate as you go around, because it just stops them spreading as you go, so it keeps it in the right position. do is I'll just give you a nice close-up so you can see how that works together. Absolutely beautiful. It really, really is. Just the different layers of colour. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some of those quirky little characters that I cut out. So these are just printed straight off. You can buy these, or you can obviously create your own if you've got family. You know, these are brilliant. I absolutely love them. So I'm going to take this middle image of a little boy, and I'm just going to cut him free from the paper. Obviously you're all quite seasoned crafters that watch me, so you don't need to know that you move the paper, not the scissors. It just gives you that detail a lot quicker rather than following the scissors around. So again, I'm just rotating it. Try not to cut his ears off. I mean, this looks a lot like my little Sid, to be honest. But there are oodles of royalty-free photograph images that you can use that are available. There's also some really great websites. I think there's Vintage Clip Art, for instance. They're all royalty-free images. So you can just print them off or use your own photos. So there's that one. Now what I'm going to put behind him are some wings. So I'm just going to grab some wings. This is how I make my little fairy people. I'll just take him away from there for a second. So if you've got dies of wings, they work really well. Stamps, you could stamp them, then cut them out. So this is going to be part of our decorative sort of finishing piece, but I just wanted to do the prep for this quickly. Should have done it yesterday, really. There we go, and then I'll just cut this one out. Then, okay, so what you need to do is the floral papers that I asked you to collect, you need to start cutting out, fussy cutting some of the detail out. If you've got that, then you are ready to start going. So let's see what I've got in my box. So this is my box of Bitsy Bobs that I sort of started cutting down, sort of just doing Bitsy Bobs. So I'm just going to create a little pile here of beautiful, like you can even just cut edges. They're lovely. I've got another edge there, lovely. Pink butterfly, yes please. Little rose. A bit of bunting. Another flower. Then I think we'll have that. Yep, I think just that. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got. Beautiful. So I'm thinking as well, I need to just use a few bits of stencils first of all before we start layering. This is available at Create and Craft. It's a brilliant stencil. It's almost like a vintage sort of style of I don't know, like a receipt, if you like. It could be something like that. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant to use. So I'm just going to grab a different dauber. Here we go, my pink one. And then I'm going in on Tatty Rose now. And I'm not going to be a perfectionist. I'm going to be a bit random and just go for it. Oh yeah, yeah. So a bit there. Lovely. So it's just an accent, if you like. Just a little accent on there. Beautiful. So now I'm just going to grab my script. This is brilliant. This script is one of my ultimate favourites at the moment. I've got two different scripts that I use. The first scripts that three different, sorry. The first one that I tend to use is Pinflare's script stencil. Second one I use is a smaller script stencil that's available from Create and Craft, but this is the one from Stephanie's Signature collection. that I'm sure you've all seen. So now I'm just gonna grab, where's the purple? Honestly, things just disappear. So I'm gonna take the Worn lipstick now, and I'm just gonna go over just patches, just little patches. Don't go crazy and do the whole thing, you really don't need to. Just little patches of ink work, okay? So, let's start building this up. So first things first, I'm just going to pick up a bit of my pink and I'm just going to go around my sentiment. I'm just using my finger. I'm also going into a bit of purple. So I'm just literally adding a bit of colour to the edge of my sentiment. But you can stamp this if you want. But I do love my little Tim Holtz sort of junky bits. Just mix it together. Add a bit of water. Take a little bit of that off, and then you can just almost wipe the middle bit free. Okay, I'll just leave that to dry a second. Let's start building up my little character here. So I'm thinking he's going to sit here, and I'm going to add some beautiful wings to behind him. So put my wings on. There we go. I'm going to stick him in the centre. There we go, just in the centre. It's very, very easy. Can pick up that sentiment now, because remember acrylic dries lovely and quick. I'm just going to place that just there. Okay, hope you're all with me still. So now these die cut elements that I've already cut out, I'm just going to start adding these. So we're tucking them in some of the layers that we've created already. This just gives a really nice balancey feel. So I'm just going to pop that one in the corner there. Then I've got a bit of bunting here, haven't I? So we'll just add a little bit of that just under that layer. There we go. This is beautiful. I'm thinking this needs to be quite a focal, so maybe down here. Lovely. And that final little butterfly. No, I'm not going to use the butterfly. I'm not. So I've already got some words on there that I'm happy with. I'm just seeing if there's anything else I would like to add. So I've also got a whole bag of mixed die cut elements that I will just have a little tinker with and see if there's anything in here that I want. Probably be a good idea to look before we start colouring, maybe. Oh, I actually made myself laugh lately. It's craziness. So I think I might add that one in there. Then I've got this one that I'm just gonna tuck behind there. Perfect. So I'm just gonna use that bit of glue. And then just tuck that behind. Then a tiny bit of glue. Just use that flower to set him. So there we go. Hi Hiya, how you doing? So there we go. Art journaling Monday. That is page 2, or it could be page 2 and 3. Completely up to you. I will be taking photos of this so you can see maybe a little bit more close up, but I hope you have really enjoyed watching me today. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me. Please stay safe, and I will be back on Wednesday 1 o'clock with more crafting at home from Carly. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would be eternally grateful. Thank you so much. Take care. Stay safe, friends. Bye.